Hey everyone, J-Ro here, back with another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video, and today I'm bringing you a showcase for Glenn's new Snow's Bardiche and Cloud's new Crimson Blitz. Alright, so before we get into it, if you could please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you can be notified when I post new videos. Alright, so I was looking at Snow's Bardiche, and because it lowers the enemy's magic attack while also raising our magic defense, the perfect enemies to fight would be some of the summon battles. And of course, it wouldn't be a good showcasing video without us going back to our old trusty friend Bahamut, who is primarily magic focused. And you know, this will be a good chance to showcase how well this weapon works, especially in that opening phase where we do need that magic defense up and that magic attack down, which we're getting both things in one attack. Then looking at Cloud's Crimson Blitz, now that we do have access to ice weakness in another way, we can now apply that to Bahamut while we're using a magic focus ice team, because before we could only do it with our physical focus team because Vincent was the main one that had it. But then also, not only that, Cloud will now allow us to have the ice damage bonus to increase the amount of damage we put out on Bahamut. But the other neat little thing about the combination of Crimson Blitz along with Cloud's Full Throttle is that now that he's able to, against any enemy that's not already resistant to ice, he can give them ice weakness, and then Full Throttle will now also lower the magic defense, because if you remember correctly, the Full Throttle's magic defensive ability is only proc if the enemy is weak to the ice. So that way now we have the full potential of Cloud's Full Throttle able to be done within his kit. Yes, we have to give up on the exploit weakness, but I think we gain a little bit more here because he's our secondary DPS versus our main DPS. And then of course I'm going to be bringing along our new strongest magic ice with Tifa, and her using her lightning gloves in combination with her leather combat gloves. Okay, alright, so before we get into the builds, let's go ahead and check out the high wind right quick. Here are the stats, here are the abilities, and then for the role streams, all three characters are 100% complete. Alright, so we'll start off with our Memoria. There is a reason I'm going to choose the Memoria of Bahamut Sin over the Memoria of Lightning. Even though the Memoria of Lightning, it gives you that more magic attack. You get 1,000 magic attack versus P attack. The thing is, with Bahamut being more magic focused, we need that magic defense. So the Memoria of Bahamut Sin gives us 150 magic defense, so that's why this is better here versus that. And then also, of course, we get the ice potency up and the physical magical potency up against summons. So that's the perfect Memoria to use against Bahamut with this magic ice team. Alright, now let's go ahead and jump in, starting off with Tifa, our main DPS. We have her running her Guardian Corps uniform. In the main hand, her lightning gloves, giving us that ice resist down and exploit weakness for herself. Then she has the leather combat gloves, which will give us enfeeble and push any abilities tier up. Then we have the premium heart, giving her 3 casts of haste. We have her for sub equips, the enhanced sword, the sawed off GS, and the Bahamut fangs. Looking at her materia, that all 3 are Blizzaras that are ice potency focus stat sticks. Alright, and of course, because she is my primary DPS, she will be running Shiva. Alright, so here's a look at all of her R abilities. You can take a pause on those if you need to. And her stats come out to be HP 20.9k, magic attack is 16.2k, magic defense is 448. Alright, now let's hop over to Cloud right quick. I do have Cloud running his rider style outfit. This is his magic Ice Arcanum. Of course, if you have any of his Ice Arcanums, they will suffice, but I wanted to use that one here. I am going to be using the Full Throttle like I mentioned. Raises his own magic attack up, but then also lowers the magic defense on the enemy. The Crimson Blitz, which will allow us to have the ice weakness, allowing Bahamut to be weak to ice, and also will give us our ice damage bonus. We have the Ragnarok ultimate weapon. For his sub equips, we're going to be running Double Stem E, the Kikuchi Munji, and the Protector's Blade. Alright, now looking at his material, the same as with Tifa, they're all three Blizzara Ice Potency based stat sticks. Alright, and then he'll be running the Shiva Removes Icy Judgment. Alright, so here's a look at all of his R abilities. Take a pause on those if you need to. And then next up, looking at his stats, they are HP 21.1k, magic attack is 15.9k, magic defense is 445. Alright, now let's go ahead and take a look at Glenn. Glenn is running his Snow style outfit. In the main hand, we have him with Snow's Bardiche. Like I said, it will also give Enfeeble. I forgot to even mention Enfeeble, but it does Enfeeble, and it also does the magic attack down on Bahamut, but will also raise our magic defense up. Alright, then as a secondary weapon here, I am running the Pyrus Glaive. This will allow him to do Provoke and also do HP gain, which will be our primary form of healing here. Next up, we have the Ogre Killer. For sub equips, I have him with the Rocket Lance, the Crimson Staff, and the Pyrus Collar. Alright, now looking at his materia, the bottom one is a HP Magic Defense stat stick, middle one is a Magic Defense stat stick, and the top one is a Magic Defense stat stick. And just for good measure, I have him running the enemy skill Army of One. Alright, looking at his R abilities, here you go right here. You can take a pause on those if you need to. Alright, here are the party-wide R abilities in total. And for his stats, they come out to be HP 35.3k, magic attack is 9.3k, magic defense is 742. Alright, and there you have it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this clear against Bahamut EX3. Alright, so we'll start off going over the Cloud, doing the Lightning Rush, getting the ice weakness going, and getting us the ice damage bonus. Once Flare Aura goes off, we'll then use Chaos Geyser to go ahead and get Enfeeble going and lower Bahamut's magic attack while raising our magic defense back up. And then Tifa will use the Army of Strikes to go ahead and just do damage and lower the ice resist down. And we will continue to just go ahead and DPS here. Alright, getting Cloud's ultimate weapon going, getting that little bit of extra damage here in. And they are like literally destroying Bahamut. My goodness. Wow. Alright, and there you have it. That is how we take down Bahamut EX3 using Cloud's Crimson Blitz and Glenn's new Snow's Bardiche. Let's take a look at those max stats right quick. One hit max was 2.4 million damage, and it only took us 31 seconds to take down Bahamut EX3. That is insane, but that's crazy. Yeah, the thing is, if you didn't get a chance to really notice, is that Glenn was getting us our magic defense up, because remember, Bahamut put a 5 down magic defense on us while giving himself a 5 tier magic attack up. So Glenn not only was removing its magic attack and lowering it, but removing our magic defense down and raising ours up, along with giving the Enfeeble, which allowed Tifa and Cloud to punch out even more damage. But not only to add in the fact that because Cloud had the ice weakness ability from the Crimson Blitz and the ice damage bonus that was allowing us to pump out even more damage than we normally would. I think that's like literally one of the first times I've beaten Bahamut without the Mega Flare going off. And yeah, that was pretty amazing. Alright, well, that just about covers it. I hope you enjoyed the showcase of Glenn's new Snow's Bardiche and Cloud's new Crimson Blitz. If you did, remember to leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel for more Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content, click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post that content, and with that, I'll see you in the next one. Later!